We've a couple of scenarios for you to consider, which can be used in training sessions for invigilators or as part of your internal standardization. They're not exhaustive, and you can adapt the idea to create your own content. Scenario 1. You're invigilating an external assessment at your centre. While you're observing learners, you notice 2 of the 6 learners passing notes to each other. The other 4 learners are oblivious to this and are working through their exam in line with the regulations. What would you do in this scenario? Pause the video now. Firstly, the learners will be disqualified from the assessment, but you need to make a judgment call on whether removing the learners will cause a major disruption. One tactic could be to ask the 2 learners to accompany you outside, ensuring remaining learners are not left unattended. Then explain what you've witnessed and that they are dismissed from the assessment. You can then follow up later. If you're satisfied the other learners aren't involved, you can allow them to continue. If you think removing the learners from the room will cause a major distraction, allow them to continue, but keep a close eye on them. Once the assessment is completed, advise them that you've witnessed malpractice and they'll be disqualified from the assessment. Either way, you should make a full report into what has happened following the exam and send it to NCFE along with the assessment papers and invigilators register. The head of centre should be made aware of the incident and asked to complete an internal inquiry into the incident and report to the responsible officer. If you can't safely say there have been no further irregularities, you could void the assessment completely. You should contact NCFE as soon as possible to inform them of the incident and complete your report with full details of what happened. NCFE would then conduct a full investigation into the incident. Scenario 2. You are about to supervise a VCERT external assessment when you notice a teacher for the qualification being assessed entering the room. They tell you that they're here to act as a scribe for one of the learners, as this arrangement reflects the learner's normal way of working. Until now, you were unaware that any of the learners required a reasonable adjustment and weren't expecting anyone coming to support this learner. What would you do in this scenario? Pause the video now. You'd decline the request for the teacher to act as a scribe for this learner and follow this up with the exams officer to find out whether the learner does require a scribe as a prior approved access arrangement. No one involved in the teaching or delivery of a qualification should act as a sole invigilator for an invigilated external assessment, nor can they act as a scribe during the assessment for a learner, regardless of whether the learner is approved the use of a scribe or not. If a reasonable adjustment request has been approved prior to the assessment, and a qualified member of staff can come in at short notice to act as the scribe in place of the teacher, this will be fine. If you can't find a suitable scribe in time for the assessment, discussions should take place with the exams team to decide whether or not the learner should complete the assessment without the use of a scribe. A better option may be to withdraw the learner from the assessment and reschedule their assessment when the correct arrangement can be implemented, so as not to disadvantage the learner. So how did you do? If you need more information on conducting an external assessment, read the regulations. You can download a copy by visiting our website.